Hello guys, it's Storytime with Checkers and Jingle here, and today I tell you guys a story about how I had to go to the hospital to get my laparoscopic. So here's what really happened. So it all started in 2022. I was having some abdominal pain. My tummy was sick and it was bothering me, and I wasn't feeling really well. So I had to go to the doctor and I had to get an ultrasound. And the doctor said that I had a pulp. I had a gallbladder pulp and possibly a gallbladder stone. So I had both a pulp and a stone, and the doctor said that I had to go to the hospital to get an operation to have my gallbladder removed. So I was really scared, and my mom and I, before surgery, a few days ago before surgery, we met my surgeon on my appointment, and then on that day, August 25th, it was the day that I had to go to the hospital for my operation. So I couldn't eat, couldn't drink, and of course, I had to go to the hospital. It was really scary going to a hospital for an operation, and of course, I got to meet lots of people, like the anesthesiologist, also known as the sleep doctor. I met the nurses, and of course, my surgeon, Dr. Tran. He was a very nice person, and I asked him if he can play the song called Time to Say Goodbye, and he said it was okay, and I was so happy. Like, I never had anybody who would accommodate me for my disability, because I told him that I have autism and anxiety and depression, and he was very, very nice. And my mom and I, we were in the pre-op area, and of course, minutes later, it was time for my surgery, so the nurses, they got my bed, and of course, they rolled me over to the operating room. So I was rolled into the operating room after I was given the IV, and of course, I was put to sleep. So I was sedated, so I don't even feel or hear or see the surgery. So I had my gallbladder removed, and of course, after surgery, I did have to stay at the hospital for one night just for observation. I never ever spent the night at a hospital before as a patient, but that was the first time I did. So I stayed at the hospital for one night, and of course I was in pain, so it was just for observation, and the nurses and doctors, they took good care of me, and my mom was allowed to come over to help me out, so she was allowed to stay by my side because I needed some help. And then August 26th, it was time for me to get discharged. So I got checked out by my doctor, and of course, before I was getting discharged, I got a phone call from my then boyfriend Rohan, who was my crush. He called and he was like, "Oh, I hope you get well soon." And I was crying at the hospital, but it wasn't a sad cry. It was a happy cry. Like, I was like, "Oh my God, I never had anybody who wished me to get well." My mom and I, we had a lot of fun activities at the hospital. We actually watched a movie and a TV show. Besides watching Wheel of Fortune, Family Feud, we also watched Enchanted, and we also watched a Mr. Rogers movie. I don't know which one it was, but I also had dinner. I had to be on a soft diet, a liquid diet. So in other words, I had to be on I had to get like apple juice and of course Italian ice, and then for breakfast I got toast and cereal and milk. And of course, we had a good time, my mom and I, watching the movies and shows. And the doctor said I was okay to go home, but I was still in pain. But I was okay after a few days of healing. So my mom and I went to the gift shop before the surgery because she wanted to treat me for a stuffed animal, a little friend I can have by my side. So I actually got a little dinosaur stuffed animal. It's a Tossimole, which I will show you guys an image. This is the Tossimole that my mom and I got at the gift shop before my surgery. So this is Bluester. He is my dinosaur plushie. So yeah. So today is my 3-year anniversary of my laparoscopic and how I became gallbladder free. So yeah, so that's all I have to say. It is story time with Checkers and Jingle signing off. Bye!